Hi and welcome to Rosebud Homestead. It is Thursday afternoon, which is unusual. We usually do all of our filming on Saturdays, but this is going to be a 3-day video. For the first time ever, we are going to show a freeze-drying batch from beginning to end, and it takes about 3 days with everything we have to do. So we're going to do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow morning, and then we'll finish it up on Saturday. So we will get started on ice cream and lemon curd in just a moment. So the first thing we do is we fill these trays and then we put them in our regular freezer to freeze them solid. We have learned that freezing the food, the product, first before we put it into Kelvin, that's our freeze dryer's name. It is genderless, so it's not a he or a she. Then the overall time is greatly reduced. So that's going to be what we do in this segment. So last night I made a batch of lemon curd. And if you want the recipe and how to do that, our previous video that we posted last week gives the recipe for how to do it and what the process is for doing it. And so I'm just emptying this entire batch right on this tray. Now the tray is lined with some cut to fit type of oven liner. It's very thin. I'll show you on this tray. It's just a very thin piece of plastic that's Teflon coated so things don't stick. So I'm just going to spread this out evenly. Just like frosting a cake. All right, that's good enough. So I'm going to run this out to the freezer and I'll bring in one of our cartons of ice cream, or maybe the ice cream sandwiches, and we'll do the next step. Jim brought home a whole package of Fat Boys. We haven't had any of these for several years. We've been on a plan to see if we can reduce our weight through healthy living, and of course this doesn't help at all. But nevertheless, we're going to do them anyway, just because they sound so much fun to me. So I'm putting 12 on this tray. And then, you know, because we are watching our weight, I'm going to cut them all in fourths so that we don't have to eat an entire one if we get hungry for ice cream sandwich bites. These will be so fun for grandchildren and, you know, even adults like these. So I've never tasted them before, but I have joined a Facebook group for freeze drying, and a lot of people talk about these, so it should be great. All right, so here they are, ready to go out to the freezer, and I will be right back. Okay. So this is cookies and cream ice cream in this little oval tub. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get it out so that I can cut it right. I think I'll just try this and we'll see. Oh, okay. Looks like the scissors are going to work. Okay. Now, I think I'll just use this very same cutter. And I'm trying to make them about half-inch cuts. Ooh. Ooh, that is cold. Oh no, what shall we do with the leftovers? Any ideas, honey? You should see him grinning. This is pretty fat. It will take a little bit longer to freeze, but that's okay. And I think we'll just do them in little squares as well. I'll be back. So this is Breyer's mint chocolate chip. And I expected it to be green, but it's not. But we can live with that. So I'm cutting it in the very same way. I had to run a little bit of hot water around the outside of the carton before it turned loose completely. Somehow or other, the leftovers of the other ones did disappear. No idea. Okay, we'll just do the same thing here. All right, I'm headed out to put these in the regular freezer, and they will freeze overnight, and we will see you probably about 6:30 in the morning as we load them into Kelvin. So see you then. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. I was out here in my jammies a half an hour ago turning the machine on. It has to pre-cool for 30 minutes before we put these trays in. The trays we just pulled out of the freezer, and everything is frozen solid. The lemon curd is just nice and frozen. Everything is hard. And so I'm going to load the freezer. Notice that it's telling me to load the freeze dryer and to close the drain valve in all caps, which I have already done. And so we're going to do just exactly that. It is 27 degrees in there, so it has cooled down nicely. Ooh, I can't wait for these ice cream sandwiches to be freeze-dried. I've heard so much about them. Here goes the cookies and cream. And the mint chocolate. So putting the little pad back in place. And now we just touch continue, and it is freezing. So it will go down to 30 below, 40 below, and really freeze those things rock solid. And then it will come up a little bit, and the sublimation will start, where the water that is in the food will just turn directly from solid to gas and sublimate out. And then this whole process is probably going to take at least 24 hours, probably a little bit more, which means we'll be back tomorrow morning sometime and show you the results. So until then, have a great day. Good morning, it's early Saturday morning, and our Kelvin has just informed us that the process is complete. So we don't turn anything off until we have checked the food. The one thing we'll have to do is we'll have to release the vacuum, which I do right over here. Once the vacuum is released, then we can open the door and we check the food. It's important to check the food to be sure that it is dry enough. With our avocados, I thought it was dry enough, so I took it out of the trays and put it in the jars and vacuum sealed it, only to discover later that everything got soft inside the jars, so we had to completely redo the avocados. Okay, so let's take a look. Here is the lemon curd. Looks pretty dry to me. I think that one is okay. Ice cream sandwiches. Oh my, light as a feather, hard as rocks. And here is the ice cream. I'm gonna pick a big one to check. Seems just fine. And the other ice cream. Here's a big fat one. Yeah, I think that these are completely done. We're going to turn the camera off for just a minute because Jim has to check these. He is really the expert to know whether things are completely dried. So we'll be back in just a minute. Well, the expert taste tester has said that everything is done. So we'll show you how we package them up. First of all, I'm going to select defrost. There's quite a bit of ice on the inside, if you can see the ice that has formed there, right here. So I'm going to put the cushion back in. Sometimes I will have the machine defrosted, and sometimes I just leave the door open. But today I want to go ahead and defrost, and it sets the time for about 2 hours. So remove product from dryer, close the door for defrost. Now I can continue, and it's set for about 2 hours. All right, we're going to go over here to this other bench while I package things up. Start here with the ice cream sandwiches. I do have to taste one. Oh my goodness, really, really good. I'm going to have a hard time staying out of these for sure. And I'm going to vacuum seal these, and I will do that later. And the rest that are on this tray, I'm just going to put in a separate jar and we're going to take in the house. These I'm going to store in our food storage. Piece of the ice cream, and it's just also crunchy. And the full taste of the ice cream comes forward. It's just not cold and wet. So this is the mint chocolate chip. Actually, I'm going to leave those two out. That's almost as much as we can put in there. And again, these I'll just take in the house and we'll snack on them. This is the cookies and cream. Boy, some great big lumps there, but just as light as a marshmallow. The lemon curd is just a little bit different since it's flat. I'm just going to drop it right here in the blender. This is a new blender that we bought expressly for dealing with these freeze-dried foods. So I'm not adept at using it quite yet. Boy, it breaks just like a cracker. And I have my jar and my very wide funnel right here, ready to go. So let's give it a shot. And I learned the first time not to put too much in here because it gums up down at the bottom if I do, which means that sometimes there are a few little larger pieces, but that's okay. And this reconstitutes perfectly. In our video showing how to make this, we show what we do to reconstitute this, so if you would like that information. And 1 quart of pulverized lemon curd, ready for reconstitution when we would like to have it. So there you have it. We have 3 2-quart jars of ice cream products and 1 quart of lemon curd. This is always a fun activity to use our freeze dryer. We're going to balance videos using our freeze dryer with all of the other things that we do too. We're not just going to go bonkers on freeze drying. It's just part of our overall process for preserving food. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.